you. I believe.
Good afternoon, gents. How the hell are you? This is Neo, I believe. And I'm glad to talk with you guys. Haven't made a video in a few days, but I've been kind of busy. If you recall in an earlier video, I think it was called, fuck if I remember the names of my own videos. Something to do with a free day. Anyway, it was an old video I made where I was saying that I was waiting for parts to come in to repair a heater. And so the parts came in, I'd say right around Friday night. And yesterday being Saturday, first thing in the morning I hopped to getting the parts. And basically replacing the old parts, see if I can get this heater working. And long story short, that went very well, except for the part where I turned it on, it worked, and then after about, I would say 2 hours, I turned it on and it didn't work. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, what's going on with that? So after about 10 minutes, I turned it on and it works. Turned it on again after about a half hour, it works. So far, so good. It hasn't not worked since, so that might have been just some kind of fluke. I couldn't tell you much about machinery or the field of electrician, but maybe that was just some fluke of a unit getting used to brand new parts. I don't know. But everything seems to be going good right now. But just to be on the safe side, I will have a professional look at it. That being said, it was definitely good to get more hands-on and provide a service of repair, with just basically DIY, which means do-it-yourself methods and format. But in most cases, these things turn out pretty well. I'm probably preaching to the choir when I say that a lot of you are your own repairmen, your own electricians, your own carpenters, your own mechanics, hell, your own chefs. And for the most part, it turns out pretty darn well. In this particular instance, everything looked good on my end. Everything's in the right place. It just looks like it's something deeper. I'm still a little nervous that the unit didn't turn on at one time. And that's when I say, okay, a professional can kind of look over it. Could be some wire loom somewhere. Could be some leakage that I'm not aware of. It might even have to just test the brand new parts that came in. But they are brand new. I wouldn't suspect that was any issue. Well, long story short, I'm actually happy with the outcome. It has been working fine ever since. But again, just for the final touches, it just doesn't hurt to have a professional just kind of eyeball it. But that was what my weekend consisted of. Basically hands-on repairs and a lot of reflection as well as the year comes to a close. Again, October, which started off pretty much flying by. And right around maybe October 20th, it seemed like this month is just taking forever. I mean, I'm here like thinking to myself, wow, Halloween didn't even happen yet? I thought that shit happened like 3-4 weeks ago. Like, yeah, October is a long one. Here I thought it was just a short month, and it's just like, God damn, it's not even Halloween yet. But I guess we get to savor in the month a little bit longer. October, I hope, is going to bring more opportunities, more prospects for every one of our MGTOW brothers. Hard to say with the whole political thing going on. I'll touch on that in another video with you fellas. But what I do want to talk about is support. Now, I started out with the narrative of doing my own repairs. And with the little hiccup that happened yesterday, I want that support from a professional, very trusted repairman that I know, to come and look at it later on this week. And that's one form of support. But another form of support that I want to focus on is just having real life friends, just people in your circle that are looking out for you and who care about you. I mean, someone who you're like a brother to them and they're like a brother to you. Or a group of friends, people you hang out with, people you maybe go to shows with, people you go to the bar with. The bar scene, it can be just a group of you fellas just having a good time, watching the game, watching live music, karaoke night, with no agenda to chase the women who care nothing about men in the first place. But that support is very, very special, gentlemen. Very special. And I want you guys to broaden your horizons and open your mind, because in this online space that we have and we've, in many cases, we've built, our circle tend to be the MGTOW men. And I can generalize MGTOW, but, if you care to be known as Red Pill, if you care to be known as SYSBM, if you care to be known as Prepper, Freethinker, whatever subculture, we do have that established circle of friends and good men here on the online space. And that's well and good. However, in real life, it may be kind of hard to find MGTOWs. You may be the only MGTOW in your circle that you know in real life. For the incredible growth that we have seen in MGTOW, it's awfully strange that in real life, you probably don't know many people who identify with the label or who are fellow video content producers at that. It would be awesome if you did, but I understand it's probably few and far between. It's probably rare. Now, the interesting thing about having good friends, myself, for example, having good friends in the real world, my friends actually range from a lot of different subcultures. Now, my friends in real life, are they MGTOW? Maybe in practice. But to be honest, I have quite a few friends who are traditional. I would say that I have quite a few maybe traditional liberal friends. Quite a few political friends, very political, on the side of both Democrat and both Republican. You guys know I'm not political, so it doesn't matter to me either or. If I got one homie who's, super blue, and one homie who's super red, one homie thinks the world of Joe Biden, the other homie thinks the world of Donald Trump, it makes no never mind to me, because these are my friends on a basis that has nothing to do with the political check mark that they made at the ballot. It's got nothing to do with what president they like. So it's very interesting to keep an open mind, because your MGTOW brothers here on the tube are very valuable, but that same value can be with your friends in real life, your brothers in real life, who may even have some polar opposite views. I mean, I've got friends who are absolutely 110% pro-vaccine. Fuck me. Can we say that? Okay, pro-jabby Jew, jabby jab. And if there's a booster seat, they are going for that booster seat. And we've established that we can respect others who chosen not to go that route. No hate, no shade, and especially no kind of ill will toward any political figure. But we've just decided that we differ in our priorities toward this particular substance. And that's just one example. So, MGTOW, we often feel like our back is against the wall and we're in the corner just getting pummeled by society. And for all strengths and purposes, that might be the reality to some. But I want MGTOW to understand, not everybody non-MGTOW is the enemy. There was a quote in the film Black Panther that the late great Chadwick Boseman delivered, and it went something along the line of, "We have more in common than we do as opposing men." I'm paraphrasing, but that was a very interesting quote, because I look at my real life versus my MGTOW sphere online life that is probably best represented on YouTube, like a lot of us, and it just so happens I have a lot of support from people who maybe would not even be supportive of MGTOW itself. And maybe they will, I don't know. But it's remarkable to have support from men who are complete and utter opposites. I can't say that I know any trad cons, and let's be honest, brothers, we love to talk about the trad cons here on the tube. It's quite hilarious. But maybe one of you fellas, maybe you know a trad con in your personal life who isn't quite an opposing force, but rather a really cool friend who just has this political view that you deem outdated. And I would never fault you for that. But the point I'm trying to make is that the real gift is embracing this support. MGTOW, we have friends. It's not doom and gloom. We have support. Sometimes we get caught up and focused too much on the alienation from our family who don't understand MGTOW. We get caught up from the alienation in society from a gynocentric government that cares nothing for us and lives to destroy our happiness and freedom on a regular basis. And sometimes we just get careless and forget that at the end of the day, that brother that will stand in your corner and fight with you is a man going his own way in his own regards, even if he would never support an online community of free thinkers, red pillars, and some of us are guilty of this, but conspiracy theorists. We have non-traditional ideas, backed by evidence, of ways that our government is not particularly telling the whole truth. And this, on the surface, this goes against a lot of the people that we know in real life. But on a moral and masculine priority, we're going to find that it's not just MGTOW who have been victims of a gynocentric society and see things in a greater way that they have ever seen it before. We're going to find that this is also men in the real world who have maybe even overtly ideologies that go against our own. It's a complicated world, brothers. I am confident to know that I have true support from a man who is probably the least person to be a man going their own way. Without any doxing, my friend is a hardcore political individual. He is absolutely far left leaning. He is as traditional as it gets, but don't let that be a bad thing. My friend is the perfect gentleman when I say traditional. Just class act through and through. Great guy. Excellent friend. Real stand-up men just like MGTOW. And just like MGTOW, the greatest strength that good men share is generosity. I don't care what the background is. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what religious or spiritual sect you chose. Great men have the gift of generosity in common with one another. And that's remarkable. As independent as we are, as sovereign as we are, it is only a benefit to your life to have a friend who is generous, a group of friends who are generous, several friends. who provide support. And so as I enjoy the remainder of my weekend, and I am more accomplished today with the idea that I have friends and support, and you do too, MGTOW, I'm going to ponder on things and reflect, and I'm going to hone my skills and knowledge and look toward the future. And though the government and gynocentrism and maybe even the big bad corporates here on YouTube, although they may try to silence us, I intend to speak my voice and help out those who are in need of our support. And as the following days and weeks occur, and I am faced with more challenges, more obstacles, I'm going to approach them with the sense of accomplishment and the confidence that even if the fight is my own, I still have friends who are thinking about me, concerned about me, stay in contact with me. Hell, I still got homies who keep up inside jokes that we've been making and laughing about for about 20 years. To this day, we're in regular contact and communication. We're in 2 different states now, but to this day, we are like peas in a pod. And it may just be a text message, might just be a call, might just be a letter in the mail. Just know that you have support. I know that they're always there, and I'm the kind of person who doesn't really ask for help. Challenges don't scare me. If it doesn't occur the way I want it to, I work toward a better outcome. So rarely do I ask for anything. But rest assured, you always have a friend. And it may not be a MGTOW on this tube, but it could be just a friend in real life who is somewhat like a MGTOW. And it might be something small, even if it's a friend who remembers your birthday. And if it's not on time, it could just be a friend who brings you a happy belated birthday gift. That's all I want to talk about, gentlemen. The goal is to observe your allies in real life, but maybe even more on the tube. Recognize your friends. Recognize good men. Recognize upstanding men. Recognize your support. I'll talk to you on the next one, MGTOW. Thank you, and believe.